Hello, 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 and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to your students' class Zoom. As always, I'd welcome you and them to the classroom, but for obvious reasons, we're not doing that this year. So here we are, fostering kind of what I like to call our class Zoom. I'm Mr. Suess. I teach sixth grade core, which is both language arts and social studies, and I just want to say what a gift it is to be able to have this platform, the computer, the technology to spend time really diving deep into these lessons with your students. And I just want to say I'm so incredibly proud of the start that we have had this year. So let's see what this is all about. First and foremost, I want to tell you a little bit about who's in front of you. Me, Kyle Cease. So I'm a student of history and philosophy studies. I'm passionate about the mystery of history. There's obviously so many pieces about the past that we know, but so many left up to our interpretation. And I really enjoy sharing those conversations with your students and learning about what they think may have been going on. And as we kind of piece together a narrative throughout the year. That's what I studied, and that's really where my passion lies in the education field. Some personal hobbies, they revolve around surfing and traveling the coast to find waves in solitude. That's something I'm deeply passionate about. I do have a book in progress. I'm working on a coming of age novel of sorts for a student who's going through a lot of changes, and I hope to be able to share that at some point down the line. And lastly, as you can see in the picture there, that is my dog. That is King Ziggy Maverick. He is a 4-year-old Australian Shepherd, and he is a great travel companion and friend. So that's me. Let's learn a bit about the course. What is core? It's twofold. The first thing is first class is language arts. We'll focus on class and individual novels. So we'll read several novels as a whole class, really diving into the plot, character development, dialogue. Throughout the year, we'll do about 3 of those so that we can really teach the students what it is to read a novel. Alongside that, students will have ongoing individual novels that they'll be reading in order to foster their love of reading and their general comprehension. Uh, Along with that, we'll be doing targeted vocabulary, grammar, and spelling lessons throughout the course. Uh, Lastly, I want to tell you we really dive deep this year into expository writing assignments and research skill buildings, teaching these young people what is a good resource, how do you quote that resource to be sure you're giving credit, and how do you piece together your argument or your expose to really get your point across. On the social studies side, it's really fun. We start off the whole year with early human evolution. We've been spending about the last 3 weeks with that, and that is where a lot of the mystery of history comes into play. There's key skeletal remains and fossils that we get to bring up, and then the students get to bring their ideas along with different experts, and we converse about that. That has been really fun, always a great time. Um, as we leave there, we start to talk about domestication of animals, farming, and what it is to have a civilization. So we dive into some key ancient civilizations: Egypt, India, Mesopotamia, Asia, Africa, all sorts of different civilizations. And lastly, to understand the fundamentals and the characteristics of civilization and kind of what has paved the way for where we are today. And then the students get asked the question, where do we want to go from here? Um, Both of these subjects, so fun, so well intertwined, and it truly is a gift to be able to share that. Let's carry on here. Uh, some key expectations that I have. Obviously, this year is a little bit different in terms of this, but as a general rule of thumb, I'm going to keep it basic. The golden rule is still the golden rule. I expect students to treat each other and to treat me as they would like to be treated. Um, Kindness goes a long ways. Secondarily, I encourage students to take risks and make mistakes, right? At this age, and no matter how old we get, we have to take risks to really push that next level, right? And making mistakes and taking those big risks and maybe coming up short or seeing where you could have improved is what allows you to actually improve and move forward. We make that a really safe space for that to happen. Accordingly, along with that, we have to be gracious to ourselves and others. I think that that's really key. We all have areas of expertise and areas of room to grow. And so, allowing ourselves to make those mistakes and be gracious to ourselves, first and foremost, and then we can pass that on to others in our class. And last but not least, have an open mind. Um, Different cultures we're going to learn about have different ways in which they do things. Um, so we have to be open to that. It's kind of a fun way to look at it. The overall goal here is to have a safe environment for all students to learn both academically and socially. Um, Many of your students are 11 going on 12, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, and they're going through so many changes right now. Having six teachers versus one teacher, having all the elementary schools kind of come together. There's so much different types of learning that go on this year, and just making that a safe place for them to take risks, have fun, make mistakes, and learn along the way. That is what it is about. Um, my name is Mr. Cease. As you can see, Dr. Seuss has an E and U mixed up. But obviously, I grew up reading many of these books, and this is a quote that's really near and dear to my heart. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more you learn, the more places you'll go. I always encourage the students to dive into a book of sorts. I always call it the wonderful world of words. And truly it is, whether it's a fiction book, whether it is a nonfiction book, whatever they are reading, it is an opportunity for them to learn, for them to broaden their horizons and enter new worlds. Um, Please, please, please encourage your students to read. Um, that will help immensely. And I just want to put it out there. I really wish we could have this time to take questions, this time to visit, actually see each other face to face, but we don't. I just want to say, if you have questions or if you want to get in touch, if you want to set up a Zoom call to talk about your student, talk about something in the curriculum. If you have suggestions, please reach out. My email is right there. It is at kylecease@sccs.net. Um, this is how your students get in touch with me, and I really encourage you to do the same. As always, I'm on your team. They say raising a child takes a village, and I'm so lucky to be a part of this village, to be a part of this community. And this year, more than ever, we're really understanding and learning what it is to be Santa Cruz strong. Please, if you need help, if your student needs support or someone to talk to, I can help them get in touch with the rest of our resources on campus. And I just want to close really in saying thank you. Thank you for the trust that you bestow in us as educators, to spend this time with your students, to walk them through these big life lessons. And I dearly hope that as we walk alongside each other, your student at the end of this year comes out stronger, more brave, and more able to advocate for themselves, for their peers, and for the world that they want to see tomorrow. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I hope this back to school night walkthrough via these videos meets you well. And I look forward to hearing from you.